Heading back into another map, it seems. We thought that we were going to get a quick 3-0 here today, but Tyloo just can't quite cut the mustard against ViCi on Inferno. Seems like a bit of a stronghold for ViCi as they do once again get over the line. This time it goes all the way to overtime, so a very big bait for us here. That's what we love in Asian Counter-Strike. We tend to see a lot of these close, kind of chaotic games. And back again on the desk with Karath and Pilski. And fellas, how much did you believe that was going to go to a fourth map, and how much did you believe that that was done in 3?
I thought Tyloo was going to close that one out. End of the day, though, it really comes down towards the tail end of that game where ViCi, the individuals really started to show up. They all started to perform across the board on that CT side and continued into overtime. Once we got to like that 11-11 scoreline, like 12-12 scoreline, it seemed like ViCi all sort of switched on and actually played up to the level that they needed to push that into another map. They earned that victory. Kaze put them in position to stay in contention, and they're good T side, let's be real. But they earned it once they got to that close scoreline and pushed it over the top.
Kev, the script seems to be on point at the moment. You know, you talked about it. Tyloo win that first map. They do it convincingly. And then ViCi comes back in game number 2. Are we set for big 5 maps?
I think we might be at this stage. I mean, coming into Train, I don't think Tyloo's too particularly strong coming into this map either, because, look, once again, it just comes down frustratingly to how well Tyloo is playing in a map, right? You can see that one situation, or in the couple of T rounds, they're just sprinting in and they're just pressing that delete button pretty much. They open up the bomb sites. Looks like there's no trouble whatsoever, but in the next couple of rounds, they second guess. Their entries suddenly don't really look that great. They're not hitting the shots that we saw, and that's a problem inherently when you don't have the structure, when you're struggling behind with your entries, you're not really following or practicing enough, I guess, into a routine, then it can be exploited by the fact that ViCi individually are starting to step up a little bit. If you don't have that caliber to fire back, then that's what happens in overtime. You lose. Yeah,
look, is it really fair at this point to kind of start looking at both teams and saying, you know, is Tyloo being good enough today to get the victory over ViCi, or is ViCi coming back and going to be able to take us all the way through, or are we just not quite at that point? We really have to keep seeing how some of these maps develop.
Yeah, not at that point. I think it's going to be up to the teams to bring the certain requisite level of form. I think Tyloo, they're really relying on that aim-based gameplay. I think they're going to be perfectly fine on Train. I think we watched them a couple times in Road to Rio. They had some decent sides on it. Mostly the T sides were actually the more strong of the two. I don't know if they've worked on their CT side since then, but I remember particularly that game against D13 where they got 12-3'd on their CT side, but then they brought it back on their own T side where it looked like they had some pretty good strats and they had like a good idea of actually what they wanted to do on that T side. So that's going to be the critical one because this is ViCi's pick, right? They're going to start out on CT and Tyloo's going to be on T.
Well, we are going to wait and see how that pans out. For Kaze, it's going to be an important map, and he was very good there on Inferno. So let's talk Kaze a little bit here. He's one of the more dynamic players on that ViCi roster, and certainly a big reason why they're considered one of the better teams in the Asian region.
Well, I mean, Kaze map 1 and Kaze map 2, right? That's basically all there is to say about that. There's a big difference between him just going 11 for 11 or 15 for 15 in a game, just going along, not dying and saving his AWP or whatever, and then taking over an entire game, right?
To be honest, I felt like it wasn't really the AWP that took over the game for Kaze at this stage. It was really his T side on Inferno where ViCi actually raced off to that 10-5 lead after the first half. You can see like all these rounds where Kaze just got the entry, got the trades, and I think he won a couple of clutches with the rifle as opposed to the big green. So, I mean, yes, he hit a couple of nice shots with the sniper rifle at the end, but that wasn't really what came to mind with impact kills, right? It was mainly, all right, you know, there was one round where he won it with the AWP, one round he won it with the Deagle, and then a lot that he won with the AK-47.
Well, then on the topic of Train, we probably would be expecting that if ViCi are going to have a good time here, Kaze probably does need to do it with the AWP.
Absolutely, and I mean, that's going to be that counterpart matchup against Dan King. Normally, we did see somebody actually decide to pick up the AWP a couple of times towards the end there in Inferno. I don't know really what to think of that. He does pick it up sometimes, but he doesn't really utilize it in traditional areas, so it's a bit of a question mark for me. Dan King was very, very shocking coming into Inferno. I think he was one of the poorest performers on Tyloo, so if he's able to kind of like recover a little bit of that AWP style, that AWP flair that we know he can have. He was the top statted player actually coming in from DreamHack earlier on. If he's able to bring that AWP, might have a good time indeed coming into Train.
Well, that's what we're hoping to see, Kevin. We're going to a short break, but Train, the 4th map of this series, will be coming up after this. Train is on the horizon, and you start to see a glimmer of hope for ViCi Gaming. They went down 2-0 after Tyloo won on Mirage 16-9, but then able to come back in overtime on Inferno. Having a quick look at the stats there for Train, it does tend to lean a little bit towards ViCi Gaming, but it was Tyloo that chose to put Train this far up in the map order. The options were between Train, Overpass, and Vertigo. We did get Train here from Tyloo, so they should be feeling at least a little more comfortable on Train than the rest of the map pool, which makes you think, if ViCi can get over the line here on Train, where does that leave Tyloo?
Well, that's a good question. I think that leaves Tyloo exactly where they were before when ViCi picked Overpass against them. It leaves them in the boat that they're going to go and play hyper aggressively, and they're going to get in ViCi's face, and if that doesn't work, then they're probably just going to lose as long as ViCi actually plays up to a decent standard. I think that this Train game is super important, though, especially this first half of Train, because I think that ViCi is going to be a little bit stronger on that CT side when Kaz is going to get the AWP, and Tyloo wants to really get rolling on that T side.
Yeah, I mean, I think for both teams it's going to be quite important, particularly after coming in from kind of a streaky run on both sides of Inferno. The odds are still dictating that Tyloo should come away with this series, and while I don't necessarily disagree, I feel as though there is a much better chance now for ViCi to actually come back into this, force us even at least through to a map 5, because I don't mind them on Train. We'll see how they go. Obviously on this CT side, you think that it's going to be important for them, Pilski. They'll start off with a pistol round and see if they can make some magic happen.
I think it's going to be both teams' favoured sides, really. Tyloo on this T side have looked pretty good, even early on in their roster. So let's see if they can replicate some more of that success up against ViCi CT side. Fond memories of people like Zoking over towards SL, Jam Young in inners, and Kaze running around with an AWP. It's a recipe for success for ViCi. Got a couple players who can be specialists on this CT side of this map. Just about whether they're here to perform and whether they're going to show the same resilience we saw in Inferno. Tyloo getting ready to storm out of T connector.
Out come the smokes, and out the flashbangs as well. Out comes the T's charging to the A bomb site. Joking is going to be the first point of contact for now. And he's actually going to wrap around and deny the bomb plan as well. And I'd say this has gone very well so far for ViCi. And slowly, yeah, he can trade out one.
That was destruction. Where did Tyloo go?
They're back in the spawn.
Oh.
Didn't even get the bomb plant down because there's a guy called Zoking. He's
Orman as well.
He's hitting some shots.
It's going to be a problem for Tyloo if Zoking activates. You know, we obviously associate him with the entry role for ViCi, but even on the CT side, he can be that guy that gets the multi-frags.
I mean, you associate him with going into SL and not letting any terrorists in there on this map.
Sure.
I mean, it works if they're just not allowed onto the A-bomb side either. So that's always good. As Advent is going to be under a lot of pressure from this Ivy wrap, but he's able to navigate through some of it, I guess. Able to go 1 for 1.
Still not too bad for ViCi. Orman's getting some work done. Zoking continues to frag up. And Orman with a FAMAS. Summer even with a FAMAS. Probably not going to have a particularly kind time. Most of the ViCi players looking in his direction. They're just trying to figure out where exactly he is. And while they don't know that he's right here, they know roughly speaking. Until now he is spotted. So that information is communicated over to the ViCi players and they all swarm in and delete Summer from the server. A good start here for ViCi.
Felt so bad for Summer in hell there. He's just peeking either side of the train and there's just bullets flying at him no matter where he goes.
Yeah.
Suppressing fire.
Yep,
Enemy spotted. Sector clear.
suppressed.
That's literally the radio messages that was going through. And this is it should be a much easier round for ViCi Gaming to navigate through. And they only lost a single gun there. That's really important.
They're doing very nicely on the CT side so far. See if they can continue that good work up against the upgraded pistols.
It looked good coming in from Zoking, but it misses his mark as that's actually a nice little opener from Slowly through the edge of the smoke grenade.
Okay. That's how it's going to be, huh?
Advent's going to juggle the gun away. Doesn't want the T's to get their grubby hands on it. They're just going to roll back towards the B side of the map, though, with all of these pistols. Gonna go see if they can test Jam Young, who's been left all alone with a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. But who else would you put your faith in, Jordan?
I'm confident that Jam Young would be my first choice on this ViCi roster. So let's see what he's going to be able to do here. Spot slowly walking out the ramp. Gets a bit of damage across, and most importantly, for now at least, he is surviving. Although starting to run low on bullets, has to change out for the Deagle and can't do it quickly enough. Kaze is there for the trades, and Advent's also helping out. Someone with the Deagle will try to put a little bit more damage into the CT side, but there's just no fear from ViCi as they both double swing.
It's a very uncharacteristic shaky aim on the anti-eco from Jam Young there.
I just give the man a Deagle, I think. That's at the stage where I go, how come I can hit these Deagle shots but not the rifle shots?
It was under quite a significant amount of pressure. All the Tyloo players wrapping in from different angles.
Just shoot them, lol. That's how you alleviate pressure, not by whiffing your spray and adding more pressure into yourself.
If only it was so easy.
Oh no, I've gotten myself in deeper.
Exactly, the pressure increases at that stage, so...
Well, Tyloo looking to apply some pressure on their first gun round. Haven't really been swinging at all out of the gates here. What's to go from them in the first T gun round? Feel like they're spread out around the map. Wow, the double walk through the Ivy smoke.
Advent's not going to be ready for that. He's been seen as well, danking. Oh, actually manages to keep a hold of that spray. Looked awkward for a moment. Kaze, though, did get a trade back. So it's not all bad for ViCi.
This pick definitely applies pressure to ViCi. Somebody trying to use that that pressure to find a gap in the defense, but Jam Young does not oblige him.
And somebody's getting... Jam Young's actually getting aggressive over somebody's dead body. Looking to hold uppers, but now Zoking's the first point of contact. Summer gets a perfect flicked on as well. That's the A-bomb site. That is clear now. They will be able to get that plant and force the 3-on-3 retake.
Fair bit of utility for Jam Young to play with. A flash there as well for Kaze, so they've got something to work with. Unfortunately, Jam Young coming in from SL might not be able to make the best usage of it. It's covered off by Danking, who's been completely flashed by Kaze. That's a good bit of teamwork from ViCi, but costly seconds now as that timer starts to tick away. Summer and Attacker have at least got the info that Kaze's on the bomb, but somehow he hits that shot and Summer completely missing everything. Attacker goes down as well. It's unbelievable. Somehow ViCi have managed to make that happen.
Felt like they were ahead for a lot of that round. Then suddenly Tyloo looked like they were going to win, and then ViCi recover.
The classic case of, wait, we're losing? I thought we were winning. That was literally Tyloo at that stage. You get the bomb plant down 3-on-3. Hey, that's pretty good. You get yourself in some nice little post plants, but then when Jam Young gets flashed out, you trade it out. ViCi make it 4 in a trot now, but with the bomb plant, Tyloo can definitely buy up, and Danking's already straight down SL.
And straight out of SL. ×2, cleaned up fairly easily. Forced forward by the Molotov into the sight lines of these ViCi riflers. Tyloo cannot get rolling on this T side. Looking a little flat, similar to how they were at the end of Inferno, which is a worrying sign here for Tyloo.
Somebody getting that pick from SL though might be able to draw a little bit of attention back over into the SL area, but Advent's actually spotting out T-Connector. Some of these shots now missing from ViCi, and Advent can't really bring it back. That said though, Kaze, of course he's in the position like the wind, able to just turn on a dime. They knew somebody was close to SL. Kaze is really now starting to make that impact felt with the AWP. 3 kills in that round, the first tactical timeout.
Back to the drawing board, nothing else has really been working. Not sure if it's much of a strategy talk from Tyloo as much as it's a pump-up talk maybe at this point. They've lost the pep in their step.
Is this the part where they need to tell themselves that they're Pog champ?
You are poggers. You are not cringe.
Well, tell you what is cringe. Getting reverse swept in a best of 5. That would be cringe.
Do you know what was really funny? There was this dude called Pickle Man that said that Tyloo's T-side was very strong and was actually quite serviceable. I'm not seeing it yet. Make sure you tweet at Pickle Man. Say that he's a bit of a goose.
Whoever that would be.
It certainly doesn't look too strong at the moment, does it?
Well.
Admittedly,
Someone did cast that game with me. I wonder who it could possibly be that witnessed a good T-side on this map from Tyloo.
admittedly, ViCi haven't been able to build too much money up on the CT side, so all is not lost yet for Tyloo.
I'd say this round, it just comes down to the shots being hit by Kaze and Jam Young, and you'd be backing Jam Young to probably whiff his spray and Kaze to hit his shots. Might be a little bit closer than it should be.
That's
Out comes the
dog-ass.
progression smoke.
I'm backing Jam Young every day of the week.
Oh, slowly, he's committing straight forward. Kaze under a lot of pressure, and Jam Young, there it is, the flick's working for him.
You've just reverse cast to Kirsten. Did 2 great shots. Advent is going to go down after only picking up 1. Kaze's just deleted from the server. Somebody's getting some real work done with the Deagle. And now Attacker chimes in as well. Bomb is in no man's land. Zoking's got a great bead on it. But Attacker, all it takes is 1 headshot with this AK.
All comes down to the angles. Zoking, he's just clearing everything. He's so scared that Attacker might be making his way back through oil.
Trigonometry, man.
Angles. Something, something.
Well, this is nice for Zoking. He's been able to get back out into the B halls. So by the time Attacker picks his bomb up, he's going to have to plant on B.
I don't think Attacker even knows where Zoking is. I mean, Zoking hasn't gotten a kill. And with this time left, Attacker has to try to get the bomb plant down. Once again, it's all down to timing. And I think Zoking has just favoured him. He will be able to pick off the head, but that's a very costly round for ViCi. As you were saying, Jordan, the money's not great for them at the moment. And they won't be able to pick up the ult for Kaze, so they do have to reinvest in it.
Well, it will continue to be not great for them. Whew. Some nice shots from somebody. Very nice indeed. But still another round for ViCi, and they're up to 6 now, so they really are sort of motoring along on this CT side at the moment. Enough money to get a decent buy through for that CT side as well. Tyloo just have to keep running at that brick wall.
Well, they run at it enough times and do a little by little damage. They'll slowly start chipping away at that economy. They do need to actually get through with a round to break it altogether. Not looking too bad in the 3-on-3.
No! Zoking's been picked off by Kaze!
Oh, what a way.
Oh, jeez. He's trying to push up through the side wall. And it's all down to Jam Young to try to push through to make the difference. But you can see that the T is just waiting for the aggression at the moment. Jam Young's going, hang on a moment, what's happened? The guy decided to go for a plant. And Jam Young's actually playing the long game. He knows that there's one towards A2, but he can't land the shots. Oh, that was a bit of an interesting round there from ViCi, but the A-bomb site maybe looking a little bit susceptible.
Yeah, really got to put that one squarely on the shoulders of Kaze.
Oopsies.
We've all been there. And that's a bit oops. That's a bit cringe. An extra rifle dropped by Tyloo, $2,700 wasted.
Glass cannon ult for Kaze in this round. ViCi are really trying to keep themselves in this discussion.
I mean, Tyloo don't have any money here really in the bank either.
Yeah, but this is where it could start to teeter a little bit for ViCi. You know, they drop this round. Tyloo gets right back into it.
Nerves are still from Jam Young. He's solo on this B-bomb site. Chooses to be greedy with the Molotov.
Well, he knows that Kaze's nowhere nearby, so he's probably not going to go down.
A UMP? I don't think that.
Out comes the commitment from Tyloo, though. Jam Young will have the incendiary grenade to drop in time.
He's just fully flashed out in the middle of nowhere. Needs the backup here of Orman. And he won't quite get it. In fact, it's Orman to fall very quickly. It's not a good hold from ViCi at all. Tyloo start to stabilize now on their T side of Train. ViCi will try to save at least the AWP. Advent hasn't been able to pick another gun up, so there's not much in the back pocket there.
Tyloo is starting to turn around this T side. Hitting some nice timings towards the inner bomb site.
Yep.
Not easy to make Jam Young look like a chump, but they're doing it.
Just keep running at him, I'd say, at this stage. Just do what Avant did to Ricky. Just do the same to Jamyong.
Maybe. You are the biggest advocate for abusing the small site, Kevin. So you must be loving this.
Here's the thing, right? Mathematically, you have 1 defender there and you have 5 attackers.
There's only 1 attacker.
All right. Yeah, okay. There are 5 people looking to take the bomb site. Smarty Pants. Pickle Man. And how many people do you, like, how many times do you expect a contact play where you just go straight in? Just dry, no utility? Who?
Definitely a percentage at a time, that's for sure. Not that uncommon on Train.
And they're just sending it straight in. Somebody gets the entry, but are they going to clear this? Well, it's a trade, so I guess it is cleared. But it might just be another save. Karze's got the AWP, and I feel like he should just be backing away instead of trying to commit in for this.
Yeah, maybe you shoot someone, and then Allman picks up the gun. That'll be happy days. This time around.
Look at that Titan sticker. Is that a Titan sticker? That's OG from somebody.
Somebody, relax, man. Just pull out your primary weapon.
No, he's throwing it
you'll
away.
never know. You will never know.
I'm pretty sure it was a Titan sticker
Those
on
are
that
some
Galil.
fancy stickers. Who's fancy?
Never heard of him.
I don't know, it might be the best man of summer.
I thought that if you played in a major, you couldn't change your name. Wasn't that a rule? Once you played in a major with whatever name it was, you had to stick with that name.
I don't know, actually. I think not, because Device was able to kind of change his alias, I guess.
Oh, I did.
I'm not really too good at the law side of things regarding to the name aliases, so to speak.
No idea, Jordan.
Well, I can say for now, all of us miss a bit of Fancy 1, but summer's here to stay, even though it's spring.
Well, I think we just bring back Fancy Summer. Honestly, that's one of the better nicknames in Counter-Strike, I reckon.
To be honest, a lot of the people involved with the major probably keep so little tabs on the Asian scene that they might think it's an entirely different player.
Potentially.
But wow, this summer guy's pretty good.
Let's be real. If you were given the opportunity to have a fancy summer, you would have a fancy summer.
Maybe.
Maybe you're just not a fancy guy.
What can I say? I'm just happy to be a pickle man.
Happy to be here.
And Tyloo, they're just going to go back towards inners, it's looking like, once again, to test Jam Young and Allman. Going to throw utility towards the outer bomb site first, though.
It's a bit of a change-up.
Well, this time ViCi have control of SL. They're playing retake on Ivy. So it's a little better of a setup for rotating and holding an inners push.
Well, smoke comes in at the perfect time to SL, though. Allows Zoking the space to move around, but Allman gives up the angle just at the wrong time. Nevertheless, though, Jam Young more than happy to assist with the uppers hold, as now Dan King needs to try to find some impact. He gets the first pick, but Karze, he's been in some good form.
Allman's going to take the challenge, and somebody will punish him for it. Has to get onto the ladder. Doesn't want to die to fall damage here, but Attacker's also getting some work done, and the bomb plant does go down for Tyloo, which makes this round winnable for them. It's now on to Attacker, 1 on 2. But you can't count him out.
Oh, but if he misses shots like that and Karze is able to respond, you have to. So ViCi able to finally bring one back, but it's a very costly round for them, and Tyloo can buy straight back into it.
And as long as ViCi are scraping away CT rounds like that, there is an opportunity for Tyloo to reset them and pick up 2 on the trot on this T side. is the first opportunity to do that, and if they're able to do it, get themselves 5 rounds, which for T-Side Train, it's at least the pass mark that they're looking for.
Better looking by this time from ViCi, and Soaking is ready for attacker. Dan King certainly gets a woman though. And he continues to push through the smoke. It's just unrelenting pace from Tyloo in this round. That's the strategy. Although it has quite quickly relented, so maybe I spoke too soon.
Tyloo now starting to walk through Ivy towards Dark Side. Kaze going to be pretty critical on the bomb train with the AWP here. Jam Young clearing out that one player towards Dark Side.
Oh, Dan King draws out the shoulder peek, gets at least Zoking, but Advent as well as Kaze still alive here. Well, it's only just down to Kaze now on the Saya bomb site. Jam Young, very scared that it could be a contact B, and Summer just cannot seem to connect with the head at the moment. But Kaze, man, he's just taken every single opportunity right now to force Summer into this 1-on-2 situation. Jam Young going to be looking to make his way through SL, might be able to find the timing as well. No chance for Summer whatsoever. As ViCi, that's 8 rounds. Like, I mean, we can still say that the economy is poor for them, but it doesn't matter because Zoking can just pick up an MP9 and switch it out for an AK when he kills and murders his opponents.
Maybe. They've got enough for rifles across the board here. I don't think Zoking's going to care too much if he doesn't have much utility in SL. Just looking to shoot him anyway.
Looks like they all get M4s at the end of the day, including Zoking, and you're right, he is lacking in utility, but has the firepower anyway.
Just shoot him, lol.
My favourite saying. And there's not many people in Counter-Strike that can argue with that saying.
Well, ViCi have a couple of players who've got some cash in the bank, but they don't have a whole lot of loss bonus. Tyloo going to go back to their old shenanigans, going to go try and abuse this inner's sight. 3 players over here this time around. Fair bit of utility for ViCi as well. Molotovs on Jam Young and Kaze.
Now comes the utility. Jam Young going to be dropping the Molotov, but they're going to commit straight through it, so they're taking a little bit of damage. Actually, it's only attacker. He's kind of been left for dead there. This is so far a solid hold from ViCi. Hesitation from Tyloo.
Yeah, it's not looking great, is it?
Absolutely not. Where do they go from here, Mitch? As Kaze is just wrecking them at the moment.
I think straight into bin this round, it's looking like. Plan A did not work out, and it is very apparent that Tyloo did not have a plan B.
Jam Young will be able to get off the Pop Dog train, and Zoking's rotated over as well. It's just somebody in a crossfire at the moment, and he's looking for more picks, but Kaze, once again, he's just not in the mood to miss at the moment. And this is, when I predicted ViCi for a series victory, this is more of the ViCi I expected, but I mean, Tyloo have not really been testing them so far on the T side.
Yeah,
let's be realistic.
They've looked very flat since about that 12-12 scoreline on Inferno. Their T side has been pretty lifeless, I would say. Just kind of moving around the map slowly. Anytime that they do actually pick up the pace a little bit, it feels like ViCi just drops the appropriate utility, and the protocols and a couple of players, you know, playing decently. Wouldn't say it's anything outstanding from ViCi, but just holding the angles that they should be is enough to deal with Tyloo.
That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, good protocols, good fundamentals.
Does this mean if ViCi wins, I can finally like floss on stream?
I don't think anyone in chat wants to see you floss on stream, Karam.
I'll have you know I'm a pretty good flosser, mate. And keep it nice and healthy and clean. As out comes the fast Ivy push. Orman needs to get out of there. But Kaze in a precarious situation. Advent trying to push through the edge of the smoke as well. Oh, Advent pushing through, picks off Summer. It's all down to Attacker. And now down to 26 HP as well. An explosive try from Tyloo. A change in pace doesn't work for them as ViCi are able to adapt and hold on for another round. And they can buy until the end of this half. There's only 2 rounds left in it, obviously.
Kaze and Zoking are banging right now.
And
it's a half buy from Tyloo.
They're not investing too much overall. But at least keeping it serviceable, considering they do have the 5-round loss bonus. Trying to get something to create some damage or open up a hole in a bomb site to get the round victory. Any way possible, right?
Again, it's going to be the play towards inners. Utility drop by Jam Young. And Kaze. Molotov's on upper and lower ramp.
Jam Young's taking a lot of damage and they're just waiting for him to reaggress. Kaze, though, able to just dance around the yellow train for now. Try to buy as much time as possible as the bomb actually, I think, is still stuck at uppers, which is very perilous because all the T is actually on the low ramp at the moment. No one can really go back up there and grab it. They're trying to clear out the CTs. They're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, which is just killing them and shooting them, but challenging these long angles with deagles is not going to work. Once again, they're able to kind of get their way into the bomb site, but they just can't get the bomb plant down. And ViCi just look too good with their protocols, with their holds, with the defensive play. Now we're into the final round. They're up 11-3.
Well, full buy for Tyloo to close it out. See if they could get across the line. But even at 11-4, 12-3, none of these score lines sound too good for Tyloo here on train. The 2-1-2 setup. Attacker's actually got the better of Zoking and SL. Not an easy feat by any stretch of the imagination. And Tyloo with that man advantage do look like they're starting to shift back towards the inner bomb site with this 5-on-4 situation. Plenty of time to play with. No info or plays or pushes coming out of ViCi in this 4-on-5. Although now it seems like Orman's starting to move towards T-Connector here. Flashing Advent on the line towards Ivy as well to gather some information. And with the player towards T-Con and SL, it looks like that there's going to be some trickery here for Tyloo in the late round. Maybe an execute toward inner and then head back towards outside. Full execute. Draws Jam Young off the rotation. 2 of the AWPs connect actually. The bomb's committing down SL to outer, but Attacker's gone down. There's 3 CTs here, Kevin.
Yeah, they're all waiting, and Tyloo just peeks straight into that, so it doesn't matter if Summer's wrapping through. You can see Kaze's probably aware of this. It doesn't matter if anyone's aware on ViCi at this stage because they get the victory at the end of the day. It is going to be a 12-3 half for them, and they're looking ever so close into bringing it into map number 4 for us. Will they be able to do so, or can Tyloo mount a great wall defense as well? We'll have to find out just after the break.
It was a dominant first half there for ViCi on Train, and Tyloo now have a little bit of head scratching to do. They'll move on to the CT side, which is theoretically the favoured side, but with only 3 rounds to play with coming out of their first half, you sort of think things are looking a bit grim for them.
Absolutely. I mean, it all comes down to the pistol round at the moment. If Tyloo can take the pistol, they buy themselves a little bit more time. But if they fail to do so, then ViCi just bring it ever so closer to victory. As King just can't seem to land a single Glock shot. At the very least, they will be able to push further forward, try to get the bomb plant down. But with every single member they lose, it makes it more difficult.
Kaze goes forward with the bomb as well, which means it's now really out in a horrible position. Jamyoung can only salvage 1. Orman has to do it himself and can't really do it. Such is always the way, isn't it? You win the first half by a substantial margin, but you can't hang on with the pistol in the second. It's going to be ViCi that will have to force buy into this round. They didn't get a bomb plant down. Doesn't look like they're going to buy in. Not even a single flash.
They've got all these rounds to work with, so there's 2 philosophies behind it. You either force buy, you try to do some damage, or you just try to get your AKs out a little bit earlier on, making sure that you get it out in the 3rd round before Tyloo can build up any CT economy, before they can build up a convincing defense, and just kind of smash them out of the way there. But also a chance now for Tyloo to build up the round count, get the confidence back on some of their players, and maybe, just maybe, try to create the comeback train.
Maybe. Not so sold on that one just yet. We're going to need to see a few pretty solid gun rounds from them. 4 or 5 before I start to even get a little excited for it. This is a good start. Kills onto the MP9 is going to build a bit more cash up for Tyloo, but have lost attacker. Not a big deal though. Only the 1 gun goes down, but
that is actually a big deal because that's the M4 unretrievable.
It was one of the M4s.
I mean, look, Tyloo could still probably win this, and I'll say it's inconsequential, but just having to reinvest at the moment, somebody's got a Mag 7. Bro, I do this in CGM games, not at DreamHack Masters. You're taking a Mag 7 into a full buy round. You're playing close Ivy like this. He's got an Ivy control with a Mag 7, and he won't be flushed out. King takes so much damage, but he still stays alive to at least pick off 1, as the action's going to explode out to the A-bomb site.
Better entry almost from Advent. I was prepared to call it, but he doesn't quite hang on to it. Luckily, he gets helped out by Orman. Jamyoung's also in there as well and continuing to put in that good work. Surely Orman spotted somebody. He's getting aggressive with a Mag 7. You'll love to see it. Mag 7 power. And it's going to go ahead and drop the bomb. It's 2 on 2. ViCi need to salvage it. Slowly helping out somebody. And ViCi slow things down.
Somebody's able to get out of there as well, but he can't really trade it out for a rifle, so he still has a Mag 7. He's going on the big flank. Oh my goodness. Slowly, though, gets deleted by Jamyoung. Didn't really need to make that peek out there. They're just going to go straight to the B bomb site, which is the smart and safe call.
I believe in somebody with a Mag 7 clutching this round.
In this case, I don't, unfortunately. He's just too far away from the bomb site. He still thinks it's A. He can switch out to a rifle, but with no kit to play with, no retake utility, with time ticking away, no chance at all to find the round victory. Might be better off just saving this one.
I would imagine that is what will end up happening for somebody.
And that is just down to, once again, Tyloo not being able to find some of these duels successfully against ViCi, who are able to hit a couple of nice crisp shots themselves. And all ViCi need is 1 more round. And that's the CT economy broken.
Nice recovery from ViCi in that round. Looked a little bit dicey for them. But they turned it around nicely, and with somebody picking up that AK, he can drop that over to attacker, and all of a sudden they've got a very serviceable buy. But it will definitely empty their bank accounts, and let's be real, they're running out of rounds to play with here. Jenkins got his hands on the AWP. Again, another lackluster performance from the man in an important game.
That's not too bad from somebody. Orman completely caught off guard. Jamyang will try to salvage something over toward the B bomb site, but there's no opportunity presented. Tyloo, with that one pick, they've just decided to fall back into their sights, go back into their shells a little bit. Take the safer route.
What is the approach from ViCi in this 4-on-5? They're starting to move towards Ivy. Advent's going to go pick up the bomb from T-Connector. Jamyang goes back towards their cells, so shifting approach. Advent picks up that AK. Looks like it's going to be pressure towards this outside bomb site. Somebody in towards Hell with low HP could be a bit of a spanner in the works here for ViCi if they don't check Hell correctly, as well as the two players playing quite defensively on the bomb site. It's pretty clear to me that Tyloo are looking to play this man advantage.
Time running out as well for ViCi, and that's where mistakes start to creep into the gameplay. That said, a lot of utility could prove quite useful. There's an excellent HE grenade onto Jamyang and Advent, but maybe it doesn't matter. Zoking's hitting entries like an absolute machine. Can't get the second, though, onto Attacker, and around the bomb site, he dances. Kaze will try to challenge, but can't get too much done. At the very least, bomb plant has gone down for ViCi. They can try and hold here in the 4-on-3, but Tyloo have so much room to work with.
No kit, though.
So Jamyang actually able to get into SL is big. Kaze finds a kill. Advent gets one as well. And where is this round gone? Tyloo was supposed to win it. And now, a 2-on-3 for DreamHack and Orman. As you mentioned, without a kit, they have to speed things up here. It's just not going to be possible. Kaze, he's having another one of those maps, 22-6, and that is a fantastic spray transfer.
That was beautiful. I don't think Jordan was actually here when I said that if ViCi win, do you know what I'm going to do live on broadcast?
I was not here when you said that, and I don't know that I want to know.
I'll let Pickleman tell you.
Who wants to floss on the desk?
If I get my prediction right, I feel like ViCi deserve that if they are able to complete the reverse sweep.
I'm not sure any of us deserve that. You know, what have I done? Like, 2020 is bad enough. I don't need to see you flossing as well.
Can't believe I've got a bunch of haters at the moment. Just
Look, June's off to a rocky start. Every month has been a bit scuffed in 2020 so far.
Yep.
That would have it slide even further downhill. Speaking of sliding down, that's what ViCi do. A head stack down the ladder, clears out Attacker.
DreamHack's wrapping behind, but he's been covered off by Orman, who's having a nice little game for himself as well. This is much better from ViCi, and this is the real pinnacle of like ViCi against Tyloo, you know? It's the couple of maps that start to give you that hope before Tyloo rips it away on Overpass. That's what I'm prepared for right now. I've seen it all before. I'm just getting excited for ViCi, but not this time.
that's why he's not a true believer.
I'm not going to disagree with him.
I was a true believer. That's the problem,
surprised.
Kevin.
I
It's
wouldn't
like
be surprised at this
when
point.
you constantly throw your weight behind an ideal and it just spits back in your face.
Ideals don't spit. Have you mistaken an ideal for a llama? They're very different things here.
I think if ViCi actually pulled off the win here in a reverse sweep fashion, it might just be too much for Jordan's emotions, to be honest. He might just break down.
Okay, how about this? I dab on you guys instead because I finally got something right. Well, Dan King, he doesn't want to be losing train just yet. Shot through the smoke at the very least, but
Oh, Jamyang.
Jamyang's pushing.
He wants to finish it off. He's not too keen anymore, but he's going to have to keep doing the work. Has gotten himself into Z Connector, which is a nice spot to play from, but really needs Orman to chime in here with a kill as well. Jamyang is just doing it himself at the moment, but can he find all five? Orman creeps his way up Olaf. He might have spotted one or two. Attacker's close with an MP9. That frag is going to go the way of the CT, and that means Jamyang needs to ace to win this round for ViCi.
Plenty of utility to work with. Got to recover the bomb. Tyloo's well aware of where that is, and they are in very safe positions. Towards Ivy and towards T-Connector. They're going to allow Jamyang to pick up this bomb, and he actually does have time to wrap back towards Inners if he wishes to do so.
Attacker spotting it though.
Yep.
Still winnable for Jamyang. Doesn't cost him too much HP, but turns away from Summer at the wrong time, and Tyloo get a sixth. Doesn't fill you with too much confidence, though, I'd have to say.
That was a very brawly round.
It's like Jamliang's able just to channel his aggression, and just the rest of ViCi falling a bit flat over there over at Sandwich side, trying to fight through the smokes. Tyloo do well to brawl it out, but I mean, this is the case of ViCi. You can just throw all these smokes A, and there's going to be a round eventually you can walk into the B-bomb side and take it.
Okay, was not ideal. Orman's flashed himself and gone down 5 seconds into the round.
Look, it happens. Can you not point it out?
The rest of ViCi going to group up towards inner and try to complete the rest of this round. And actually, no, they choose to turn back towards outers. Maybe feeling like Tyloo has too much information after getting a pick towards Ivy like that. What does ViCi do? They start to move back towards Ivy. They want to clear out this part of the map and maybe go for a late push towards the outer bomb side. But with Danking going and taking control of SL now. Ooh, that's a nice entry from Zoking.
Jamie, I'm caught on the ladder. Not a whole lot that you can do there. So Danking's going to find a free kill. Tyloo just keep themselves in the discussion. Round after round after round. It's a bit of a grind here for ViCi. They will be rewarded with an overpass. Not sure that's where they wanted to go or not, but that is a discussion that we'll have to have later when they do end up knocking over Train. Attacker will delay that, one would think. He's fallen to Kaze, but Tanking comes around behind. It's a two-man spray down just as the bomb plant. And it's 15-7. Tyloo sticking around.
They put ViCi on an eco. So that round was worth the 2. Last couple of rounds for ViCi on this T side. Looking a bit lackluster, let's be honest.
The question is when they're just going to send it full B.
Maybe this is the round. ViCi with just pistols, not a care in the world. Running around. Having a bit of fun. Deagles, we know what Jamyoung can do. Every single round with the Deagle, he seems to have been able to pick up at least one frag.
Tyloo slowly and steadily just picking them apart at the moment. Somebody more than happy just to continually fight it out. Kaze, great shot coming out from him, but 10 HP with no body armor. Bomb also out in the open.
How long does Tyloo want to delay here? I mean, it's pretty important actually in the context that they don't want to get knocked over something like 16-3, 16-5 and go into the final map under that kind of pressure and that momentum for ViCi. So every round that they can actually stall this out is kind of significant.
Yeah, absolutely. It just gives them a little bit more confidence on that CT side. Just they're hitting shots again. They go, yep, you know what? We can definitely do it when it comes to our own map pick. No worries at all. That was just a temporary blip. Jamyoung is going to get flashed in. Well, it's going to get pushed by the flashbang. And once again, another round where ViCi just lose 2 people just like that. At least able to answer into SL, but I don't think it's enough to draw the rotation out from Tyloo just yet. They're more than happy to play the 3-1 setup. As somebody is just going on an adventure once again.
Who?
Classic comedy.
The classic.
I was about to say like a somebody.
Don't do that.
I feel like I'm at the most right that I can do it. I'm being suppressed, guys. Help.
Just want to be myself, Dad. And you want me to be someone else.
Well,
Round 4.
let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. The bomb plan's gone down in a 3-on-4. ViCi might find a way to salvage this round. Kaze just falls off the line at the wrong time.
First out opening aim deals between Orman as well as somebody. Ooh. That's a crucial one. Because now all the T's need to focus on is forward, but Advent checks in the wrong area and Summer does the work. They know where Orman is, and there is just way too many guns posted on this angle at the moment. That's another round that's gone begging for ViCi. If Advent picks off one there as that as the CT connector smoke fades, ViCi in a better chance of taking it. But once again, Tyloo's just hanging on.
Well, was soll ich sagen? Für alle die Deutsche in Chat.
I think the producer put the German stream on.
Oh, Entschuldigung. Okay, I fixed it. For some reason, I don't know, something just happened. Like, chat was in German and the cast turned into German for some reason. But
English in chat, please.
Tyloo are just keeping things pretty interesting here.
Are they?
I've kind of written them off, you know, like, but
I've already written them off. I'm already looking at stats for Overpass.
How many rounds they've gotten in a row, and how
many deagle kills as Jam Young got it on a pistol round,
well,
which
then
he
many,
continues
actually.
the killing spree to win the round for ViCi afterwards on an impossible round.
He hasn't gotten that many, actually.
Are you a Jam Young supporter or not?
On train. So, yeah, I mean, good start, but can ViCi close out the round? That's the important question. Otherwise, we're up to 15-10, and Tyloo just keeps piling those rounds on.
Well, it is a retake on that inner bomb site. King looking to try to pick one of these players on their way in. The rest of Tyloo just minding outside. So if ViCi can actually get in here and maybe get a player close up towards CT connector with a pistol, that could be a recipe for success. Oh, that's pretty good. They've gotten in there without taking a single point of damage. And now Jam Young's walking up closer with the deagle. Is this the prophecy?
This is what you get, Jordan, when you hate on our boy Jam Young.
Karze's got his hands on an ult.
I never hated on Jam Young.
I feel like I should pull out the mocking SpongeBob, but right now it's too serious of a round to be pulling out memes. Out comes the first entry. They're going to be pushing in on the retake, but Jam Young might have been able to find his way behind on the flank with the Desert Eagle, but he can't land the shots onto Attacker. Now it's all down to him to find a few more picks. Just needs to click onto Summer, but he won't be able to do so. So once again, another retake. That goes in the favor of Tyloo. They hit double digits.
It just
ViCi
needed one shot on Summer, and King was in such a rough spot. Had to defuse solo. 10 for 15. Tyloo continued to bring it back. Double AWP on the CT side now as well. They've got plenty of money. These rounds have been close, but Tyloo seem to still be able to bankroll themselves into a good buy.
Yeah, ViCi's got plenty of cash as well, though. They're just going to continue just trying to get across the line on this T side.
Look at this triple B setup coming out from Tyloo.
Yeah, it's a good round for it, to be honest. Trying to isolate Jam Young, and they've done that very nicely. And there's no response from ViCi after losing the first pick. Smokes fly out to Sandwich and E-Box, and Molotov onto Sandwich as well. So King's going to get towards this smoke if he can dodge the M4A4 bullets. Smoke onto the back of Green Train. And ViCi's ready to hit this out of sight.
Somebody prepared. Orman just peeks out into his crosshair. Attacker's close, and that'll be an easy kill onto Zoking. Trades are effective right now for Tyloo. Advent's going to go down as well, which leaves Karze solo. And this is another round just to help Tyloo out on the economy a little bit. Karze does just get out for the moment, but he's going to try and keep putting some damage in here. I think King's probably just beaten him to the punch now, getting out onto long, but he decides to wrap into the safety of the halls.
He can still actually go for this at the moment. 30 seconds, has the bomb in his backpack. You might as well for ViCi. Especially if you're able to isolate this duel with somebody who's actually pushed into a bit of a precarious situation. He does have the sidearm drawn, but as time is ticking away, I feel like maybe Karze's missed his window of opportunity. I say that, but hang on.
Yeah,
he
doesn't
gets
really
the pick.
have time.
He doesn't have time, unfortunately. I felt like he might have decided to go into the B-bomb site, accelerate the pacing, but it looks like he just wants to save.
I think he could have gotten a bomb plant, right? If he would have just booked it after he got that kill, but he's elected to save the ult. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much how many guns Tyloo loses here, because they just have to keep winning rounds. And they have enough behind them anyway to sort of come back from a couple of weaker rounds.
It costs somebody a grenade or two. That's the difference, really. A kid on attacker as well. That's what economy means. Having all the bells and whistles. And those kind of things might be the difference maker. Not having that key grenade, not having that kit might be the difference between Tyloo winning another one of these rounds that they need to push it to OT and not doing so. Regardless, it's a full A execute from ViCi here. Didn't work for them at a disadvantage last time. Let's see if they can make better this time around.
Good spam through. Already a tickle on a danking. Summer goes low as well. But Tyloo have found the opening frag. There's a good response, however, from ViCi, and somebody comes crawling out from the smoke. This might finally be the round that ViCi were looking for. Slowly and danking need to clutch it out, and that's a good start. But it only draws the numbers back by 1. It doesn't give Tyloo the advantage. In fact, it doesn't even equalize.
Slowly he's trying to draw out the shot, but it's not going to work against Kaze. There it is. Advent with the headshot at the end. So ViCi finally managed to close it up. And we are going into map number 5, which is going to be Overpass. Well, before we get there, still have to analyze what happened there on train after the break.